So we have installed operating system. We're starting this operating system. Okay, maybe I hope you installed it successfully, because the whole installation process is described in the previous video, and you will obtain something like this screen. If somebody didn't install it and configured it, what you have to do and what I suggest you to do, you can do the next. You can search through internet and find out something like online Linux terminal. If anyone of your group has something like, let's test this solution, has Android phone or Mac OS. I'm not talking about iOS or iPhone, I'm talking about Android, or with a phone with Android, or maybe Mac as computer. You also will have the same command line prompt. So in any case, if you are working with the Linux and you know how to work with a Linux command line, you will have some background experience how to work in Mac OS. So you saw here I type this. Let's look also another environments. If we want, we can search through and find out Bash online. And also we have, because we will work, for instance, this we also can ask Bash CLI online Bash shell. That's examples. There are multiple different examples what we can use here and how we can use it, but you see here that we have some command line prompt if you not installed your operating system. So you saw my Google search result and we have this command line prompt. Indeed, I don't know it's a good or not good environment for working with it, but Bash shell online, let's be more precise. Bash shell online. Oh, this one. Maybe this will be better or not. Okay, maybe let's try ls execute. No, unfortunately we don't have this ability to. No, as CLI it is not good. Let's look for other, I don't know. Okay, nevertheless, I hope you will install your environment, and if you need, you can find out in internet something like this, where you can type any comments. Okay, let me send for you this link. And here what we have environment. This environment started with a $sign. Now I'm opening my Ubuntu, and in this Ubuntu we have also command line prompt. Okay, let me show you this command line prompt where we can start from. So this, yes, and we have system tools, and we have LX terminal. We started, and here we can type any commands. So I increase the size, and here we can do the same thing as here. You see, I enter some command, this command, yes, message, and also the same command I typed. If you forgot, maybe you don't know, in VirtualBox to switch to from guest operating system to the host operating system, we are using right control key in our keyboard. Because if you put your key inside virtual machine, you VirtualBox will capture all the data from your keyboard and from the mouse inside this window. But if you want to switch to your host machine, you should press right control. If you press right control, then you can move your mouse in the menus, you can switch to other windows, and etc. and etc. Also here, interesting things that we can do share clipboard, so you can do bidirectional. It means that you can copy paste text from virtual machine into your host machine. It's very good. So these are main environment where you have to work and where you will work, because this command line environment is more comfortable. And indeed, if you are a developer, if you IT specialist, you have to know how to work with the Linux command line tool. So let's start with our terminal, and here you see I type the same command, dmesg. What it is? It is command. Okay, here I will type all the commands I write. So dmesg is a command print kernel information, operating system, Linux kernel information. Another important thing you have to understand, that every command in Linux has arguments. For instance, the arguments, these are some characters and symbols or words or terms which you put in after this word. So after dmesg I can type -t capital, and I will see a bit different output. You see that now I have a bit different timestamp. So if I didn't use this, yes, I had this, but now I'm using this, yes, and I see this output. Okay, about the question what we are doing. Very simple answer for this question. We installed Linux operating system, and now we acknowledged how to work with command line prompt, because you didn't have any experience with it. And this is installed operating system, yes, and this is command line prompt. We started terminal. We started terminal, system tools, ls terminal, and inside this terminal we are typing commands. If you are talking about environment where you can start from if you didn't install your operating system, we are talking about this online command editor and this online shell. So what we will do first of all, first command you have to know and understand, this is man. It means manual, because every command in a Linux usually has some information or documentation or manual page. For instance, we have we can type, okay, command ls. It's a list of files. Yes, it is the second command in our list will be, maybe should be the first. Okay, the message, and with the option -t. Okay, the first of all, documentation. Let's talk about documentation. It will be some logical chapters. Documentation is man, and then we type name of our of command or function. Also we can type man with some number, and x will be in this case value from 1 maybe 8. Just a moment, let's type man, and we will have this number of we have, you see, we have from 1 to 9. So we have 9 different chapters in documentation. Okay, let's look here. What chapters of documentation we have? We have executable programs. So if you want to know how to work with this command, we have to type man1. If you want to know how to work with some system calls, it is system functions of Linux kernel, we have to type 2. If you type library calls functions, we type these. Special files, these. Files, formats and conventions, it's 5. Games, 6. Different packages are 7. 8 are administration commands, and 9 are kernel routines. What I can show you. What is the meaning of printf? Did you remember function printf? Okay, I type printf, and what I see that it is printf, and in this parenthesis I see 1. It is user commands. Printf, format and print data. Yes? So that's 1. It's not about C language. But if you remember that we have 3, it's about development documentation. If I type man3 printf, I will see this. And you see that this is Linux Programmer's Manual. This is the same function like in all C programming languages you used. So printf, fprintf, and etc. These are different versions of formatting output. And we have at first use include stdoh. Then we have different versions of this function with parameters which we can use. So these are different also. We can use stdargs, and then we will have this printf. So it's very useful, because if you forget something, for instance, in our classes we had something like sin, yes, and this is a sign function. You want to know how to work with this function, yes? No problem. The other question is about man. I don't know we have this documentation or not. Just a moment. No, we didn't have the documentation, but nevertheless, previous our class I show you fork, and you see here that in second chapter we have fork and description of this function. So man and something you want to know, you type it. Also the question, you want to know, you want to do something but you don't know how to do something. For instance, you want to list files. You want to list files. In this case, you can search through your if it's possible, what the message you got. Okay. In this case, good question. So you didn't install manual pages. Very good. What you have to do the next. Type this. Okay, now the question, you didn't obtain the same result. What you have to do? Sudo su, or not this, but you can do this. System tools, and then we have Synaptic Package Manager. It asks you your password. In my case, it's password 1 to be more simple. In your case, it will be more complicated password. You obtain this. Simply let me know that it works for you. And you saw the same thing like I'm seeing now. And now, okay, now what we will do? Search, and what we will do? What we will do now? We will do we have to install the package man pages dev. Let's search through this package. You have to install it. Please install. What you have to do? Man pages dev. Find out this by search. Man pages -dev. Then click on this package. In my case, this package was installed. In previous video I wrote about it, but what you have to do? Mark for installation, then apply, the question, there are other packages, should I install them to be safe? I believe that you can't install all of these packages from the two reasons. First reason, that you didn't at first, no, you do not need all of the packages. This is the first reason, and all the packages may consume too much disk space, so too much. And second question, that few packages conflicts because are conflicting packages. Why? Because, for instance, to resolve some task, there are two same commands, same programs with the same names, and sometimes they are conflicting. So it's not possible to install everything, but better simply, if you don't know what to do, you simply Google and ask Google what package I have to install for this purpose. Usually you can do this here, but so try to install, apply it, and please let me know that it successfully installed in your computer system. So, man packages dev. Is it installed now? It is not large package, but this package good. And now let's continue. When you install it, what you will have now, please try again man3 printf or man3 sin. In this case, you will see documentation on the development functions. Okay, also needed packages. In previous video I talked about it, but okay, I mentioned about it again. You have to install also GCC package. In my case, it's good, very good. I'm glad to see this. So a GCC compiler, it's our compiler. We will also use in our class, in our classes. GCC. So this one. Okay, select this one again. Select this one. The next, you have to install package MC Midnight Commander. Where does it is? Okay. Name, I will set description name Midnight Commander. Midnight. You see description and name Midnight Commander. And we have this MC Midnight Commander Powerful File Manager. Also, you can at first you can select multiple packages. At first, select them. Simply select, and then you will press apply. So you install this. The next, what we will need, I choose by name and type here GOMP, G-O-M-P. Search and find out. Okay, let's look through, and we have to install libgomp1, this one. You can search libgomp1, simply type libgomp1, libgomp1, this. Simply select. Now we are talking about selection only selection of the packages. GOMP after midnight, GOMP, libgomp1. After the Midnight Commander, libgomp1. Also, if we are talking about the whole our course, we can do the next. OpenMPI. OpenMPI. Search. In my case, this package I see wasn't installed, but please look here what I'm installing. libopenMPI dev. Mark for installation. Yes, there are some dependencies. I also click here mark. And OpenMPI bin. It is the most important package for our case. OpenMPI bin and OpenMPI common. Only libgomp1, simply one libgomp. Other dependencies will be calculated automatically. So if this package depends on other libraries, they will be also installed for you. So don't afraid to not install something which is which this package is depends on. So these package manager know about dependencies between the packages, and it will install it for you. After the GOMP install, please type OpenMPI bin, OpenMPI common, also OpenMPI doc. Type OpenMPI. These packages you see in my screen now. These are OpenMPI bin, OpenMPI common, OpenMPI doc, and OpenMPI -dev. These are high performance message passing library header files. Header files. It's files with the extension H, which you will use while linking and compiling our programs. After selection this, also we can maybe libscala-pack OpenMPI also could be installed, but okay, also let's mark this package also libscala-pack, and I believe it will, and okay, libblas OpenMPI, this libblas cs OpenMPI 1, libscala-pack. These packages I also install, and that will be all. So you see what packages I have chosen. These packages were chosen. Okay, after we choose these packages, successfully choose this package, we click apply, and we see that to be upgraded packages, to be installed, and what will be not changed. So apply, and we see that it will consume about 40 megabytes of our space. It's 37 to be precise. So the files downloading, and we install them. We can see how it looks like in command line prompt, and these packages installing now in our system. Also the same process we can do from command line prompt without graphical user interface. You have to understand that all, or maybe not all, but maybe the main part of all the commands in graphical user interface we can do from command line prompt. So it's installation process. We have to wait while it installing these packages, because at first these packages are downloading, and after it they are installing. And I suggest you, this is my recommendation for you, which based on my experience, my own experience. Learn Linux commands for yourself. Not only for our classes, but for yourself. Try to work with it. Try to play with it. There are multiple different articles how to start with Unix, how to work with it, because it's very good practical skill for you, for your CV and etc. So for practical tasks, it is very useful. If you want, you can install in your Android phone also some terminal, and it will be like in Linux, because you will have will be able to type the same commands like in Linux. Also, it's possible to if you have Android phone. because Android is based on Linux kernel. So that's what we are doing. And the next important notice for you, what we are doing here. Here we are working, okay, to quit from this environment, we type Q on a keyboard, simply small q to quit. So manual, you open it, you scroll it. If you want to find out something, search through it, you can simply type slash and then type something like double, yes, and click enter, and you can search something and see the results of your searching. So Q is to quit from this environment. Man, so man command. In any case, man ls will work for you. In any case, man ls. So this is documentation. Okay, while installing, while our package is installing, we can continue working with it. At first, Linux has a bit different directory structure than Windows. And inside Linux, what we have? First question, it's documentation. Yes, you see that you type man and you have some information. Also, if you want, you can ask apropos if you don't know what you want to do, and you can do not ask Google, but you ask your Linux and apropos, and for instance, print or something like printf. Yes, print, and it helps you and show you different manual pages where printf is mentioned in the name of the command or in the description of the command. So it allows you to search through manual pages. Apropos, command apropos, and some name, any name. If you want, you can ask something like development. It will show you something. You want to know how to fork? Okay, ask about forking. Okay, what suggestions it has? Apropos, okay, kill, because we will use kill to send signal to a process. You know, now you know how to do this, and also how to do it programmatically. That there are two. You see that there are multiple different kills, and kill in the level of API of your programs, and also in the level of as a command. So there are multiple different ways to. So you see here, yes, in these parentheses, 1 or 1 POSIX or 2, 3 POSIX, 8, and you can read documentation on it. So that's and simply you see that something like yes. Oh, what is yes? Output a string repeatedly until killed. Yes, let's try man yes. What it is? What it is? What it is? Output a string repeatedly until killed. So it print y. If your program asks you yes or no, this program will print every time you y. Yes. That's for interaction mode. So Ctrl C, I break output. Okay, so that's about documentation. That's while we are installing our packages. Yes, they are installing. The next, okay, let's talk about file system. The first file system, we have a root file system. Okay, first, who are you? Who am I? You are a student. I'm a student, that's my login name. But if you are working in your computer, you will have another name, and also you can type ID, and in this case you will have more detailed information about your user ID, about your name, about groups you belong to, about, yes, that's all are groups you belong to. The next, you see also very sudo, because a few moments ago I typed something in the keyboard with a sudo. What is a sudo? Sudo it change your rights to execute one command, only one command, and you simply type sudo, for instance, okay, let me show you, ls root. Root is a directory of permission denied. Yes, you don't have access. But if you do this sudo ls, it asks you your password. You type your password. Password will not be displayed. No asterisks, no dots, nothing. And this directory is empty. This directory is empty. Okay. Indeed, this directory is empty. We don't have anything. If you want, you can do the next -la. And in this case, you will see hidden files. So if you type this command, you don't have permission. But if you type with sudo, what is sudo? Sudo switch you to the super administrator, super user. It's switching you for super user in only one command execution, only for one command. So that's only for one command. You can install packages with it. You can do some administration tasks with this command. So sudo, what is the meaning of this command? After sudo you write any command, but you want to execute this command as system administrator. That's something like in Windows run as, because Windows also run as, and then you type administrator and this program will be executed. So how to do this? Okay, now about file system. So user, we are a student, so now you know what is your student. In this command line prompt you also see the name, your name, you have @ and you have the name of your computer. To get the name of your computer you can type host name and you will see that this is HPC node 1. This is your host name. The name of your computer. Also you may want to know your IP address. You simply type IP space A and you will have your IP address. You will have loopback interface and you will have your IP address, because this is your Ethernet card. So this is your network interface card, this one, and this is your IP address. In my case it's my IP address. In your case it will be another IP address, because this is IP address from my router at home. But in any case you will see the same address here and you will see a bit different address here, and you will have something like this. So this is your IP address. So if you want to know your IP address, you have this IP address here. And this is the name of your network interface card. It's your network card. Computer interface. Okay, so we have this information about your IP address. The next, you want to know, do you have connection with other hosts in internet? So let's do the next. We type ping and then we type IP address of this host. Now I will try to ping my computer, this computer, yes, and simply type the same IP address I see here. So I'm pinging myself. But if you ping another computer, for instance, in my computer network I also have number 5. It is not okay, or 55, and we have this computer. This is my host computer. This IP address of my host computer. And now you see that I communicate, work with my real computer. So I'm pinging another computer. Also, you can do ping 8888, and this is the IP address of Google name service. This is the IP address of Google name service of Google. So if you want to check do you have internet connection or not, simply try to ping 8.8.8. So 48 is the Google DNS servers. Usually they are always up and running, and in any case you can test your internet connection. So I believe it's clear for you because it's very useful commands to check your internet connection. Also, the next question, it was IP address, but we want to know, my computer knows how to work with DNS or not? Okay, so physical connection we have, but what about DNS resolution? Let's do this. 3w or simple 3w gmail.com, and now we have some response from this server. So Ctrl C to break this, to stop. Ctrl C. So ping and host name. This is the host name of our computer, which we want to know if it's available or not. For Ukrainian students, I suggest them to use now our site IUA, because it's the shortest way to test. You see, it's only 4 symbols, i.ua. So this site was suggested by my students, because Google.com or Gmail.com it's too long to type, but IUA is very simple and clear. So that's for pinging. Also, let's move to the file system. This is network connection. We will not focus in more details now. We'll continue with them later. But what about command line in our directory? At first, the question, in what directory I'm working now? And the answer will be the simple, print working directory, pwd. So now I see that I'm in a home student. If you want to change this directory, you simply type cd home, and now I'm at home directory. If you want to move upper, you can type cd / and then you are here. ls. Let's look on the files here. I see here different files. Usually these files are directories. Also, there is ls with option -l, which show for you extended information about these files. It's more detailed view, and you can use it to analyze the date of creation, the owner of group of the owner, the date of last access. So all of this information you can see here, and also the size also available. So let's go to our home cd home student, and I go back to my directory. In your case you will have another name, your name. Okay, the next I go to the root directory, and then I want to go back to my home directory. Then there is small hotkey or short command. You can simply type tilde, cd tilde, and you will go to your home directory. This is your home directory, print working directory, check. Now you are here. So it's rather simple. And again, ls, and you see your directories which you have in your directory, ls -l. This is student directory and the date of creation. We installed our system the 1st of March, so it was our previous class. And also important thing that we have, what do we have here? We can type ls and look into the files. We can okay, cd home, yes, and now I'm in a home, ls -l. I see that we have only one directory here, student. Also, what you can do the next 3 and type this. In this case you will see all 3 is not installed, okay. But also you see that it's installed or not in our case. No, it's processing, okay, still we have to wait. Okay, to clear our screen we can simply type clear and it will be erased. If you want, you can type ls-l slash you see something, and also there is a short cut for it. You can simply type Ctrl L, Ctrl plus L, and it will clear your screen. Ctrl plus L. So combination of these two keys, Ctrl plus L, it will be helpful for you when you want to clear it in a faster way. Ctrl L, clear the screen. The structure of your Linux directory. Okay, let's do the next. ls-l. Short explanation. The first, this is our root directory. That's like, okay, in Linux we don't have drive C, drive D, and etc. We have only one drive, only one tree-like file system. So only tree-like file system. That's for imagination. It's not be a good analog, but unfortunately you had experience only with the Windows, so I have to make some bad examples, maybe stupid examples, but let's imagine that you have only one drive C, and other drives are like directories. So you can find out other drives in your directories. In our case, these directories will be media and MNT. These are the drives. These are the folders where you can find out other drives you connect to your computer. For instance, in a media, you can find out flash drives. Okay, short description. Bin, main programs. Boot, it's a bootloader. Dev, it's files of devices. Everything in Linux is a file. So in the dev we have devices. ATC is configuration files. Home, it's a place where we have folders of our users. This is the kernel and additional modules for our kernel. So we don't touch it at all. We will not touch these things. Also this we will not touch, and dev we will not touch. Also dev is a file system, virtual file system. Dev appeared only after system boot. The next, libraries, system libraries. There are libraries for 32 bits and 64 bits. This is for cases when your system was accidentally turned off and file system was repaired. In this folder will be copied all of the chunks of broken files, if system will find them. Media, it's place where you can mount your flash drives. MNT, this is automatically mounting. This is manual mounting. Here you can do it manually, only manually. Optional, these are optional programs which you install not from official repositories. Here we install programs only from official repositories. Here we install programs not from official repositories. Proc is a process file system. Which contains all of the processes in your computer. So everything in Unix is a file. Remember this, everything in Unix is a file. Everything. So the process or program you run also will be the file, and you can look at this process in the memory. Imagine that process in the memory. It's not we are not talking about files in file system. We are talking about memory. Also will be placed in the proc, and you can find out this file here. Root is a home directory of a root. Run is system, virtual file system, which will be used only for some running programs. We will not touch it. So we will simply use this, only look at this folder in our classes. We will not touch this. What about this and this also will not be, okay, these are some system tools, tools which are used by system administrator. TMP, it's temporary files. USR, it's like program files in Windows. All the programs will be installed here, and the var is a place where will be put logs. System logs are here, because very useful for you to visit var log, what you log, and look into, for instance, syslog. It's system log. Your system boot, write everything here. So logging is done here at this directory. This is about general structure. But you will work in your home directory, so you can simply type cd, enter, and you will be placed in your home directory. This is your home directory. And in this home directory you can do different things you need. Now you see I have these folders. Also, a few moments ago, I believe yes, we installed, let's try to do this, maybe yes, maybe not, MC, it's a Midnight Commander. Midnight Commander, MC. It's a file manager, two-panel file manager. You can use it simply and navigate through the files. Rather simple and rather useful. You can view files with it. You can list text files. You can edit text files if you need to do this. So very useful thing. It's a Midnight Commander file manager. So it's a Midnight Commander. It's installing now. Also, I don't remember we have installed Java here or not. No, we have installed Java. If you need, you can also install Java here. And you have to understand that you can simply write your programs in Windows or in Linux. They will work the same in the same way. Because I'm working on the Linux at all. I don't use Windows for my development, for working. I'm using only Linux for everything. So you can develop also your Java programs here if you need it. Java C, but you have to check and install it maybe. But now we don't talk about Java, we are talking about Linux command line prompt. So we talked about file manager, we are talking about first command, it ls, yes, it cd, change directory, print working directory, yes, and all of these commands have some arguments. For instance, cd, if you type home, you will be moved to your home directory at all, home, where you can find out multiple different, if you have multiple users, you will see multiple folders. I have only one user student, so I have only one folder student. Also what we have, ls minus l, yes, and in this case I will see, for instance, bin. I will see commands which I can use. Var log, I can see logs, yes. So now you know how to work with ls. Now we move to our folder, home folder, and what we will do now, first of all, let's create file. In my home directory, you see print working directory. I am home student. In your case, you will be Rahim, Gbogbo, Akim, or somebody else. So at first, let's create file. To create file, what I will do, touch first.c. It will create for me file ls-l. Let's check. You have file first.c, which was created by student with a size of 0. First.c. The next. It's still installing. It's still installing, so we have to wait. Oh, it was installed. I didn't understand. Okay, maybe it installed already. Okay, first C. What we'll do now? Let's edit this command. I will suggest you to do the same way, to do this in mcedit first.c. This is the first option, the one option. And second one, we have Notepad. Yes, we have. So, okay, let's do this. Very simple, yes, like in any operating system. Leave pad, then file, open, student, this is directory, and we have first.c. This is our file. What we'll do now, we type here include stdoh int main printf hello return 0. So I type this. Unfortunately, it wasn't showing me the syntax of this code. We will install another editor for this purpose, but okay, we do this. Yes, we type this simple C program. File, it is saved. Yes, it was saved successfully. If you save this file, now let's compile our program. GCC first.c. This is compilation. GCC compiler. We installed this compiler before. If you don't see any messages, that means that everything was fine. You didn't have any syntax or other mistakes in your code. Let's look now. ls-l. In our directory appeared file aout. To run this program, we type ./aout. And we saw hello. It's not nice, yes? Let's change here hello, and then we will add go to new line and save this. Save and compile again. Aout, and now we see in separate line hello. Also, what we can do hello, and let's do the next. Let's use pragma, this constant. Let's try to do this. We compile it. Yes. What I did here, I add here time of compilation. After compilation, I run my program, and now I see my time. Unfortunately, this is not my computer system time. It's not correct, but I see this. Also, how to compile program and obtain other name. You simply type -o another name.run. For Linux, we will not use the extension is not important. So what I will do now, another name run. I run my program and I obtain this result. So simply to run program, I type // and then the name of my file I compiled before. Also the question, if I want to use sine function, what I will do, include math h, let's do it more, and then hello, yes, printf. Okay, let's do the next. Double a equals to 0.5 or 0.1, and then okay, let me finish with this, and I will explain you what it means. Hello, sorry, sine of a f, yes, is and break the line, put here a, and then put sine of a, semicolon. So this is done. Yes, we save this. I save. You see, it's saved. And now what I have to do, I have to put here a bit different option. I have to put here minus lm. Sorry, not in this place. I have to put them into this place. I believe here. Yes. At the end of my program, I have to add minus lm. Minus lm means using of external library, math library. And now if I run my program, I will have result of execution. So now I will see this, how it works and how so it works now. The question about C++, because it's another compiler, it's another thing. What you have to do it first, let's check your C++ compiler available or not. Let's print on this G++. It wasn't installed. What we have to do, we go to Synaptic and search and find out G++, search, and what we have to do, we select this package, we install, mark for installation. We have G++ and libstdc C++. These are dependencies. And we can search, there are multiple other libraries, but we simply, what we will do, apply to be installed. We see that we have 3 files, apply, these are dependencies, they are downloading first, and after it they are preparing and installing in your computer system. So if you install G++, this G++, you will have ability to compile your C++ programs, and you will have you will be able to you will be able to run your program and test how it works. How does it work? So let's install it first, and then let's try to compile and execute it. So it's installing, so we have to wait a few moments. What we will do now? So this will take some time. It's installing. We can see that it's installing. Also, what about libraries do we have? You know that in C language, for C programming, we have different libraries. Where we have libraries here? We have libraries here: CD, ESR, include, and inside this directory USR include, you will have all of the header files you can use. For instance, math.h. This is the file we are using in our previous case. So you see that here you can find out these files, and also sometimes there are some subdirectories you have to look at them. Not simply look at this directory of USR include, but maybe other directories inside it. So these are the place where they are located. The next, let's check. Oh, it's installed. Great. Okay, let's go to my home directory, and now I'm creating file with the name touch first cxx. It means it will be C++, or if you want it could be CPP. So let's go here and let's edit this file. Open first CPP. And what we will do here with this file, we will write some simple code, and let's check how it works. Include iostream, then int main, yes, return 0, and then we have for instance std cout hello world, yes, something like this, and then semicolon. Okay, let's try to compile this program. Let's try to run it. G++ first CPP. The program was compiled successfully. Yes, you see, it was successfully compiled, and we also obtain the file with the name aout. So I suggest you to use more okay, hello world with this break of the line, new line symbol at the end. I suggest you to compile your program and put more appropriate names like first cpp.run, something like this. I run my program and it works. So this is very simple examples how to compile programs and run them in Linux. In our next classes, I recommend you to install more comfortable editor for the code, because I see it's not comfortable. Maybe we will install, let's install gedit at least. Gedit. I install this one. So we install this. Also, you know that in Windows very nice to have also gedit has multiple plugins. It allows you to do code comments, bracket completion, character map. So you can install all these plugins, developer plugins. I suggest you to do that. You see multiple map for Python, for multiple languages. Draw spaces, color scheme, plugin for Git, multi-edit, smart spaces, and etc, etc, etc. Multiple text size, word completion, very good plugin, or set of plugins for edit. And in this case you will install everything. Yes, everything you install, apply. We wait some time. Have to wait some time because downloading is a very simple process. Yes, it's downloading, but installation is a bit yes, ignoring these packages. Okay, this package was not found. Close. But in any case, Python, some package wasn't package. What we have to do? Let's do the next. Let's in command line prompt, please do the next sudo apt get update password. Wait some time. We are waiting some time. It's only updating the list of the files. There are some issues, but let's do the next. Mark all upgradables. No, it's not this. No, we don't want this. Let's try again. libpython. So the issue with the Python. Okay, so maybe we'll have to find what, I don't know which of them are dependent on Python, but in any case, let's unselect packages. I don't know how to unselect them. Unmark. Okay. I don't know. We have to be more because or maybe we need to update our system. But in any case, for the beginning, it will be enough for us. Let's continue from this step in our next class.